second and a short 5. The ball close to the 28-yard line. They go with Dial and Ethan Horton, the 2 tight ends. Mueller on the handoff. And Mueller bottled up after crossing the 30 near the 31-yard line. He needs to go to the 32 for the first down. The Eagles' front 4 considered by many to be the best defensive front 4 in the entire NFL. Reggie White anchoring that group. Clyde Simmons, their sack leader so far this season. Linebackers Joyner, Evans, and Harris. Harris a big plus coming over from the Chicago Bears this year. And Jenkins, Waters, Hopkins, and Eric Allen in the secondary. 3rd and a yard. 3 tight ends in there now. As Trey Junkin also enters the Raider lineup. Movement on the line. It looks like they got Jerome Brown offside.
Encroachment, defense, number 99, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Free first down for the Los Angeles Raiders. As Jerome Brown was trying to anticipate that snap count. Now when the Eagles go to their extra defensive back, their nickel alignment, Brazell will come in, joining those 4 others who we were just talking about. And Al Harris will depart, the linebacker. 1st and 10 for the Raiders of Jay Schrader near the 36-yard line. Smith, that same tandem in the backfield with Mueller, the man in motion. And Schrader looking to go deep on the pump fake. And it's dropped. That was the tight end Mike Dial. He had Mervin Fernandez, though, wide open on the sideline.
He had 2 guys standing there, Dial and Fernandez, and neither one of them are coming back to the quarterback who's in trouble. And they're both standing in the same position, which only one defensive man had to cover.
Scores around the NFL now on this 7th Sunday of the season. 3 games just underway.
Some very interesting scores.
Pittsburgh, Houston should be a great matchup today. A lot of scoring in the early going ball.
Yeah, I know. Some very interesting scores. A lot of eggs up there.
They line up Galt and Fernandez on the same side on 2nd and 10. Schrader had big problems throwing the ball last week. He was taken out of the game. Goes over the middle for Galt. It's knocked away by Wes Hopkins, the safety. Galt has got to become involved in this offense, Paul. He did not catch a pass last week against the Kansas City Chiefs. Over the last 5, he only has 5 receptions.
All right. When you take a look at Galt, you know, he's at the bottom of your screen, and he's going to come into the picture. Hopkins is instead of Hopkins just waiting on it, if he goes and attacks the ball, he can get the interception. He waits on Galt. Now watch Galt at the bottom of the screen. Here he comes across, or in the middle of the screen, excuse me, and there's Hopkins waiting on the ball. If he goes for the ball, he has the interception.
3rd and 10. The ball still at the Raiders' 36-yard line. That nickel package in there for the Eagles. The 7-step deep drop by Schrader. Buying some time and throwing it away. In the general direction of Willie Galt, who is coming back on it. It'll be a punting situation for the Raiders.
You know, Schrader did the smart thing. Instead of taking that sack back there around the 10-yard line, because he had Mike Pitts in his face, he just threw the ball away. The only guy that really had a shot at it was Willie Galt. The ball was thrown, so Philadelphia couldn't intercept it.
Henry Gizmo Williams will wait for the punt from Jeff Gossett. He's in his 8th year out of Eastern Illinois. Good hang time. Williams at the 19. Hangs on to the ball earlier this week. Buddy Ryan said, Gizmo Williams, yeah, if he drops one, he's gone.
No pressure, huh?
A lot of confidence in his punt returner. 46-yard punt. A 3-yard return to the Eagles. Have it back when we return to Philadelphia. It's scoreless so far at Veterans Stadium. Welcome back once again. Joel Myers along with Paul McGuire. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. The delay going to Keith Myers to the 25-yard line. He gets 4 on the carry. 9.5 minutes left in the first quarter. This Eagle offense was virtually a no-show in Phoenix last week, Paul. They were shut out by the Phoenix Cardinals defensive unit 5-0 after the first 30 minutes of play. Was it ever a rough first half for Randall Cunningham? His first half, he ended up with 3 interceptions.
Well, the one thing about the Eagle offense, it puts so much pressure on the defense because not only do you have to worry about the running of Byers and Tony, but you really have to worry about the running of Randall Cunningham.
Tony will try it again. He is backed up as soon as he crossed the original line, the 25-yard line. Stacked up at the 26 for a gain of only 1, bringing up a 3rd and 5.
Plan B player, Bob Golick. Jerry Robinson played here at Philadelphia. No animosity towards his team. He was traded. But look, he's on Keith Jackson, and that's his first concern. I got to look at Jackson. I can't let him off the line of scrimmage. Then he gets in and helps out on a play. But the guy on the bottom is Bob Golick, number 79.
We asked Jerry yesterday if he considers Cunningham dangerous. He says yes when his heart's beating and he's breathing. He's dangerous.
Great line.
5 defensive backs in there. Tony gets away from the first tackle. Can't elude the second, though. He's down at the original line. And when we came over to the ballpark today, we knew the Raiders wanted to make a commitment to the ground game, but now it looks like the Philadelphia Eagles in the early going, at least, Paul, trying to do the same.
Well, talking to the Philadelphia Eagles, when you talk to their offensive coordinator and people, they feel that in the second half is when they can run against the Raiders. They think they tired down just a little bit in the second half, but it's surprising to see them trying to run at the Raiders in the first half.
Telchik into punt for the second time. To Bobby Joe Edmonds for the Los Angeles Raiders. Edmonds, 2 out of the last 3 years, led the AFC in punt returns. Long count, but the Raiders aren't jumping offside. Line drive spiral, returnable time for Edmonds. Breaks the initial tackle, and a flag is down in the play. So is Edmonds at the 34-yard line. 53-yard punt by John Telchik, a 7-yard return. Checking with our referee, though, to find out about that penalty flag. The referee today is Dick Hantak.
Greg Townsend is the guy that really slowed up Andrew Toney on that last running play.
10-yard penalty. First down.
That's
Chris
where
Carter called on the hold. We'll be right back to Philadelphia.
I was feeling pretty good when I saw my boy Joe in that new Oldsmobile. I thought Joe had finally been to it some. But that new Cutlass Glade doesn't look like any Oldsmobile that I ever had. It's got something called a high output Spark 4 engine. The next thing you know, Joe will be bringing home girls.
This is not your father's Oldsmobile. This is a new generation of Olds.
Now get up to a $1,600 cash bonus on a 1990 Cutlass Calais. See your Olds dealer today.
Wouldn't it be great if suddenly you were in charge of the annual swimsuit issue, deciding things like how the models pose and who gets the cover? And wouldn't it be great if the models brought beer? Really great beer, like Keystone, the fresh, cold filtered beer in a can that tastes like beer in a bottle because of Keystone's specially lined can. And wouldn't it be great if later that day you all went bowling? Introducing Keystone and Keystone Light, bottled beer taste in a can. Wouldn't that be great?
So we really doing this?
We're gonna have a long time together.
Oh, I'm late. I gotta go.
Talk to you later. Over dinner.
When?
8.
8. Be there.
Bye. This is why Allstate gives a 10% discount for cars with anti-lock brakes. We're the only major insurance company that does. Call Allstate.
Long after the game is over, NBC Sports is still on the line. Dial 1-900-226-8000 for NBC Scores Plus. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Just before we broke away, it was an illegal use of hands call against the Los Angeles Raiders, and it was called on Timmy Ware, the former USC Trojan. So that penalty against Ware, and Bo Jackson in the contest for the first time today. Midway through the first quarter of a scoreless affair between the Eagles and the Raiders. Got up to a slow start in the first 30 minutes last week, but really came on in the second half. 85 yards on the day.
He'll draw some attention.
Just a little on his first carry of the day, trying to reverse his field. He can't get away from Clyde Simmons. Sack leader for the Philadelphia Eagles. One of the players will be keen on today, Paul, because of the man he's matching up with on the offensive line, Rory Graves, for the Los Angeles Raiders. Cincinnati getting on the board first in a matchup with the Indianapolis Colts. Miami also with a touchdown. And the Minnesota Vikings leading on the road at the Silverdome.
That ball not only draws a crowd, but Bo Jackson also draws a crowd, doesn't he?
He was dropped at the original line. It brings up 2nd and 10 at the 22.